Hey guys, so this is Miss Slack. Today we're going to talk about evaluating argumentative sources with the topic of DACA as our model. So we're going to talk about what makes a credible source, we're going to talk about what makes a reliable source, how we can determine what side of the debate the argument is on, as well as how you know what side of the argument they're on. So that's kind of what we're going to be going over today, and I'm going to be using as my model DC Circuit Court to consider Trump's termination of DACA. DACA being the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program that prevents children of immigrants to the United States being treated as citizens and being allowed to go through the school system since they themselves didn't make the decision to immigrate to the United States. Anyways, nice aside. So, first thing I'm going to do when evaluating a claim, the first question we want to ask is it credible? So what does credible mean? Credible basically means it is from a credible source. Things we often consider as credible sources are government agencies, any news cycles, any first-hand accounts are always considered credible. So in this particular instance, the article is being published by the National Law Journal, and journals are scholarly publications, so we are going to view that as credible. Check. All right, is it reliable? So anytime you're talking about whether a source is reliable, you want to make sure it's backed by more than one perspective. Is it just, Bobby Joe's opinion, or is it verified by 6 other sources that this thing is true? So who are we going to believe, Bobby Joe or the 6 other sources? So, as you've said, we like reliable sources are going to be verified by more than one person, often 3 or more. So as we look through this article, I see facts. I see that multiple government agencies are quoted. I see that, their sources are verified, and that it's certainly coming from more than one perspective. So then I know that that source is in fact, or this article is in fact reliable as a source for my essay. Which side does it support? This is going to be a pretty easy question to answer depending on the content of the source itself. So here we read a federal appeals court in Washington, D.C. is set to hear arguments Friday about the legality of Trump's decision to wind down DACA. So the way I read that is that the article is questioning the legality of Trump's move and therefore supports DACA over Trump. So that is how I would interpret it, and then I would justify it with evidence and explain why I think that. So the way you guys are going to do this in your assignment is you have 4 articles to pick from. You need to at least evaluate 2. So as you evaluate these on the second page, you have a graphic organizer. You guys are going to tell me, is it credible? Is it from a reliable source? Is it reliable? Is it verified by more than one person? If it isn't reliable. It's just an opinion piece. Which side of the issue do they fall on, and how do you know? So again, which side is your claim? How do you know? Justification. And evidence. So you always want to make sure you're always thinking that claim, evidence, analysis cycle, even in these small assignments. Because this is going to build towards evaluating sources for our paper and topics for the argumentative essay. So if you guys have any questions, you know where to find me. Until then, have a good night.